Hey guys, I thought I just wanted to make a quick video about how to calculate delayed race starts, and this is something really cool you can do if you want to race your friends and make it an equal exciting race, even if there's some riders that are slower than others, which is always the case. And that way you can calculate a delayed start so everybody has an equal chance of winning the race, depending on a few factors we will go through here in this video. And by the way, these types of delayed start race training is something they also use at the top training facilities in motocross, such as the Baker's Factory by Aldon Baker and KTM Factory Racing in Florida, USA. The overall idea is that on the starting list, the slowest guy starts first and the fastest guy starts last. And then it's carefully calculated in a way we will go through so that everybody will have a pretty equal chance of winning, which makes it really fun. So super cool stuff and something that can make your race training much more fun with your friends. So I'll just go through quickly how it's done and how you can adjust a couple of things to make it fun and exciting depending on how much intensity you want and how wild the last few laps is gonna be. Okay, so let's get started. So as you see, in this case we use a 10-minute plus 1 lap race format, and then what you basically just do is you write down all the names of the riders and then you take their lap times and write it down here, just the best lap times. After you've taken all the lap times of each rider, you organize them so you have the slowest rider on top and the fastest rider on the bottom, okay? And then everything in between here. And then the next thing you do is you calculate the difference between the lap times here. So here's like 15 seconds between this guy and this guy. And you do that for all the riders. So that's basically the delay for 1 lap, okay? But then you want to multiply it by a number here, and I call this the multiplication factor. In this case we're using the multiplication factor 6, and what that means is that after 6 laps there's gonna be a battle. That's when all the riders are gonna catch up to each other. So you also want to calculate, just for fun, when that's going to be in terms of minutes. So by multiplying the slowest lap time by 6, you can check, and dividing it by 60, you can check that, okay, they're gonna meet each other on the track and start battling at around 8 minutes. And on average, with a 1 minute lap time, that means that there's gonna be, after 8 minutes, 3 laps to pass as many riders as possible for everybody that starts to catch up to each other here, okay? So 3 laps of battle, that's a pretty good intensity mark. So you're gonna spend the first 6 laps of the race to catch everybody, and then the last 3 laps to battle it out and see where you're gonna end up on the podium. Okie dokie. And the next thing you calculate is you multiply the time difference, lap time difference, with 6 to get the delay start. Okay, so that is done here for everybody. And then the last thing you have to do is basically just convert these seconds into minutes and seconds, and also add them together to get the final starting time, or I call it the clock starting time for each rider, okay? And be careful when you do this, you don't want to use multiplication and division. You should only use plus and minus for calculating minutes and seconds, okay? So if you calculate a large number of seconds into minutes and seconds, you have to use minus 60 for every minute that's included in that large number of seconds. So just a small tip to make it not get all messed up. Okie dokie. So what you got here at the final starting clock times, or clock starting times, is basically a useful list that's going to be used by the race manager. So you're going to have a friend that's going to manage the race. So as soon as the first guy starts, you click start as a race manager, and then you're just going to get ready to start the second guy at 1 minute 31. He's going to go, and shortly after at 1:44 the third guy is going to go. At 2 minutes guy number 4 heads out, and so on. And the final guy gets his race start after 3 minutes and 11 in this case. Okay, and then at 10 minutes, or around 10 minutes, the race manager is just going to show maybe the rider's final lap by just showing them one finger, and then that's going to be the final lap where all the final passes are going to happen, and then the race is over. And by adjusting this this multiplication factor, you can decide how intense you want the final laps to be. So that's a really cool way to create cool action and fair racing among your friends. And then you can recalculate the lap times every month, because people progress, and that way you can keep making it exciting. So I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, give it a like. If you want more, subscribe. And as always, see you on the next one.